Hello, this video is on the behavior referral form if there's a negative behavior in a classroom that you need to notify administration about. So the same two steps apply as with a positive behavior. You're still going to find that behavior referral form wherever you prefer to save it, and you're still going to fill out that general section, only if it's a negative behavior now, it's going to take you to a different screen from that. So we still have, I'm just going to go out to the actual form, we're still going to fill out this general section, except if we click negative, it's going to bring us to another screen. The next screen is going to bring us in one of two areas. This might seem confusing now, but it's going to make total sense once you guys do it. The next screen is going to take you to, you'll notify me if the behavior is a minor behavior that keeps occurring over and over and over again. It's habitual. Remember, these are going to be things like the talking and making noises, chewing gum, being out of the seat, those things, or if it's a major thing. Okay, so let's just say if it was a minor behavior that occurred in a classroom over and over and over, you will click there, and then it will bring you to the minor behavior section. Okay, in the minor behavior section, these are the questions that are going to be included. What was the behavior? So you'll just click whatever the behavior was. Let's say they don't bring anything to class every single day. How many times have they not brought it to class? This is where you're going to have to kind of use your best judgment on what's the time period. Okay, so for example, someone didn't bring a pencil to class every day for the past week. Well, that's the amount of time a past week. Or a student blurts in class. Well, is that they did it 3 times in 1 hour, or they did it 3 times in 1 week? That's kind of, you guys need to use your best judgment on what's the time period that that number is appropriate. In general, if it happens 1, 2, maybe even 3 times, I'm going to say as a minor behavior, try to deal with that at the classroom level. If it happens more than that, it's habitual, and please let me know about it. I should be dealing with the behavior then. Explain the event further if needed. So we already said that they're not having their materials. No pencil for 10 days. Doesn't have to be a lot, just to clue me in on anything that I need to know, not on the form. How did you non-verbally redirect the behavior? So, okay, so this is going to help me tell the student, all right, your teacher tried to let you know many different times in many different ways that you need to correct that behavior, and you still didn't, and that's why you're in the office. Okay, so in order to do that, we need to actually clue the behavior and redirect the behavior at least 3 different ways. So to me, the general categories we can redirect behaviors are going to be non-verbally, and that includes the teacher look, you know, that evil eye thing that we do, we master through time. It's going to include the prolonged look. For me, this was my go-to, that, you know, stare at them. The throat clearing, or the zone of proximity, the standing close to a student. A lot of times we're doing this for behaviors without even realizing that we're doing this, and the students, they know it, but they don't take that as a clue. So this is where we need to kind of acknowledge, like, hey, I cleared my throat. I stood next to you. I'm doing my job here to let you know 1 time. That was your first warning. Another section, besides non-verbally cueing to a student that the behavior wasn't okay, is we can verbally redirect the behavior. So there's just some different ways we can verbally redirect behaviors that are clickable here. We can acknowledge the behavior in a playful or a light tone. We can do it in a serious tone. We can acknowledge in front of peers, or we can do it independently to the side. This would be the calling out to the hall thing. We can verbally use the countdown system. This is the first time you've done this and I've told you to stop. This is the second time, this is the third time, and so on and so forth. Or we could verbally just call the parents and guardians and include them. If there is something else, you're welcome to write it there. The third way that we're redirecting behavior that I just would like you to click if you did that is in writing. We're redirecting the behavior. So this could be a note on an assignment like, hey, yeah, you got an F. It's not a surprise to me. You had your phone out, or you were talking to your partner. Maybe don't do that next time. It could be a hard copy note to the student, a hard copy note to the parent, email to the student, or an email to parent. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to do one of each category, but what I'd like us to do as a school is to move to, I've heard teachers so many times have behaviors happening in a classroom, and the teacher will say, I did everything, it's totally the student's not listening. But the teacher only told the student to stop, and they told the student to stop 56 times. Well, guess what? That didn't work for the student. What other ways did you try? And it kind of comes out that the teacher didn't try anything else. So I just kind of like to get in the habit that all the things that we are doing to redirect the behavior, we're kind of just noting to me so I can make sure and have our schools back that we are trying to let those students know, if that makes sense. Next, did you reteach the positive behavior or review the expectation? So this is saying, okay, did you tell the student not coming to class prepared is really bad, it's not allowed in our class, the expectation is that you have a pencil every single day in class. Did you actually say that to them? Did you practice the positive behavior? Now, do we need to practice bringing a pencil to class? No, all the time practicing isn't going to work, so sometimes we'll need to put not applicable there. Sometimes, the pushing and shoving when coming back to the lunchroom, I don't know why that's my go-to example, but that's something that can be practiced, and so just fill that out accordingly. Next, what logical consequences were given in the classroom? So these are types of things that we can do at the classroom level to try to fix the behavior, and I say consequence loosely because they aren't logical consequences, they're just motivational factors and learning opportunities. Did you have the student make an apology? Did you have the student fix the object or a problem? Did you practice the correct behavior? Did you do mediation? Mediation, or conflict resolution? Did you visit with a counselor? You can send students to counselors as well. Did you have a student move somewhere else, a seat, a different part of the classroom, something like that? Did you have the student make up lost time? Yeah, sure, they came late for class. Did you have them, make that time up another way or place? Could you have the student lose an object during the class time? So this would be the cell phone. Hey, now you have to put your cell phone in the cell phone bin when you come to class. A loss of a privilege. You took 20 minutes going to the bathroom. You lost the privilege of going to the bathroom in class. That's not an option for you anymore. Or you didn't use your computer appropriately. You lost the privilege of using a computer in this class for X amount of time. Sometimes research assignments are beneficial. Just simply ignoring the student is beneficial. We do this one all the time without even really realizing it. Like overly supervising the student. Did you conference with the parent or guardian? Or a behavior intervention plan is another thing that I know I plan on using. You guys are welcome to. I will share this with you as well. But basically this just talks about what's our goal for the student in regards to a behavior, and just gives us a little check-in sheet to see how well they're meeting that behavior day to day. So did you try anything like any of these in the classroom? If you did, just click that. If you didn't, don't click it. Okay. Anything else to note about that minor behavior, and then submit from there. Okay, so that's the minor behavior. This one's the biggest form of all, and it looks like it's a lot. Just know that they're clickable. You can click multiple. You don't have to click any. And then, yeah, just submit it. If you have questions on this, please let me know.